So Fingers Malloy comes to me and he says, Tony, I got us a vat of bourbon. And I said, you did? You did what now? He goes, no, Tony. It's a vat of bourbon. It's just a big, giant mess of bourbon. I said, I don't think bourbon is sold like that. He goes, oh, no, Tony, it's sold like that. It is sold like that. Like if you ever needed bulk bourbon, I will get it for you. I have got the hookup.
Except I said Tennessee whiskey.
And he said, Tennessee whiskey. And I said, oh, you went to Costco? He said, oh, yeah, I went to Costco. It's Eat, Drink, Smoke. I'm Tony Katz. And that right there is America's favorite amateur drinker, Fingers Malloy. And this is the Kirkland Tennessee Sour Mash Whiskey. Kirkland, of course, is the Costco brand. This is their basically version of a Jack Daniels because it goes through the Lincoln process. That's why, as Fingers so aptly explained, it is not a bourbon. It is a Tennessee whiskey. That Lincoln County process, as it's called, I said Lincoln process earlier, Lincoln County process, is a filtration that happens through maple charcoal. That action prevents it from being a bourbon. Now, you can go back to the history of Jack Daniels, where Jack Daniels never wanted to be a bourbon. And the bourbon, when we were designating bourbon in the United States, oh, no, you're a bourbon. And they said, hey, maybe you don't understand. We don't want to be no freaking bourbon. And they said it much more Tennessee than I can. My Tennessee comes out very North Jersey. And so the process, it means it is not a bourbon. Remember, all bourbons are whiskeys, but not all whiskeys are bourbons. This is what Kirkland puts out, and the thing is giant. How many pounds is that?
42.
Is that right?
Yes.
Is that right? It has an atomic weight.
Yeah, I needed a cart and a Sherpa to help me get it to my car.
It is a 1.75 liter bottle. It is 40% alcohol by volume, and we had to do some looking about what mash bill is and really try and get an idea because there isn't too much about it. The general theory, the guys over at liquorlaboratory.com had a very, very good write-up here. They think it's 70% corn, 15% rye, and 15% barley. Now, to be a bourbon, of course, it'd have to be 51% corn. It meets all of those requisites, but it does not with that filtration. And, of course, branding is everything. It is so that mash bill would make you think that this is a pretty sweet product, right? Depending on how pungent that rye is, 70% corn usually would lend itself, Fingers, to something that's pretty dang sweet.
Yeah, I would think so. So I'll be interested to see your thoughts on it because, you know, normally when we're talking bourbon, we're talking rye. You kind of tend to lean away from the sweeter bourbons, the sweeter ryes.
I'm much more of a rye guy than a bourbon guy. I like more oak in my things. That's where I live and breathe. I enjoy it so much. And one of the things that we thought was interesting about this is that after pouring it, you could smell it.
Yeah,
like the nose in here. I mean, the minute we poured it, there it was, right there. But Fingers made I think the right observation. If we're talking about Jack Daniels has a nose of banana. It does nose and on the palate, not there. That's not what we got from this.
No, not at all.
But I would go ahead.
Now, go ahead. Here's what's interesting. Now we are in a rocks glass. We're not in the Glencairn Glen Ross glass. But so the nose, it was interesting when you poured it. You could smell it. Now that I have to get my nose deep in this rocks glass before I'm getting anything.
Well, it was just waiting to escape.
That's probably exactly what it was.
All right. So first things first, it is a nice color. We've got these in the rocks glasses. Here it is a nice coloring, a classic kind of bourbon coloring there. Not necessarily with the viscosity, not sticking to the side of the glass. I'll start. Fruit salad.
Yes,
cantaloupe. Please. Honeydew, melon, that like right off the bat, very, 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 very clear in doing that. Underneath that, I would argue a little bit of vanilla, maybe some cinnamon.
Yeah, and maybe a hint of oak, but I think you pretty much nailed it.
Yeah, I don't.
But you really have to get your nose in this. At least for me, I have to really get my nose in this glass to get anything. It's not as strong on the nose as I thought it was going to be from the initial pour.
Yeah, that nose is it. I mean, melon is the best way to describe that. That's exactly what it is. That is fruit salad-esque right there, and a little bit of an alcohol behind it, but not strong. This from the people at Kirkland. This is their, you want to call it their version of Jack Daniels. They call it a Tennessee Sour Mash whiskey. It's fine if you call it that. No one's going to yell at you. They might sue you, but hey, you know what? Live dangerously. Fingers, you ready for this?
I've been ready for this all day.
He's doing what is known as the Kentucky Chew. He is going to move that around the palate, get a feel for what's going on. The first sip, you might want to take two because the first sip sets the taste buds. The second sip really gives you an idea of the flavors. Fingers.
Okay. That candied fruit cocktail that's still there on the palate. Also a bit of wood, some vanilla. Boy, I got to tell you, absolutely zero sting, no burn in the chest at all. This, especially when we get into the price point,
right?
This is very good.
All right, I'm going in. This is the Kirkland signature. I'm going to try and lift this bottle. Matured in American oak barrels, product of the USA, sour mash whiskey, sugar maple charcoal mellowed, made in Tennessee using the Lincoln County process. Look at that right there, 40% alcohol by volume. The Tennessee Distilling Company.
It is sweet. I don't think it's as sweet as what I was expecting for that mash bill.
All right,
so I'll be interested to see what you think.
Here we go. I'm going in to you. Fingers.
Oh, thank you.
And to your people.
And to me and my people. He's going in, ladies and gentlemen. He's doing what we like to call the Saginaw Swish. The Memphis Munch. The Kentucky Chew.
Thank you. Okay. I did 3 sips.
Mm-hmm.
That is sweet. That is sweet. That melon thing stays. That is there. If you get any oak, you are a tougher man than me, a smarter man than me.
On the finish,
there is a little bit of buttery going on with that. No, I do not get an oak on the finish. Maybe it gets a little candied. Maybe that's it. A little bit of the sweetness is there. Ooh, yeah. I ain't gonna lie, fingers. That's sweet.
Too sweet for you?
Ooh, in almost every single way. But is it in the Fingers Malloy liquor cabinet? I know the answer is already yes. He'll tell you why. Coming up, keep it here. This is Eat, Drink, Smoke. Oh, this is unique. This is from Kirkland. This is Costco's version, I'm just going to say the words, of Jack. It is their Tennessee Sour Mash whiskey. 40% alcohol by volume. A lot of melon. A tremendous amount on the palate. Fingers felt that there was a little bit of oak in there. I didn't get that. I felt there was a little bit of vanilla going on. Very, very sweet. So now the question is it different when you put it to the cube? Now, Fingers adds a little bit of water to his. Water brings down proof. That's what water does. It also will change the complexion of the whiskey, right? Some flavors get more pronounced. Some get more muted. I have got ice cubes, like ice chunks is what I've got here. So I'm going in. He already added his water. I'm just gonna do.
There you go.
So that wasn't dangerous and right on top of electrical equipment. Pouring that in. No, not at all. Genius. I am. Am I going first?
Yeah, you go first this time.
I'm going first right there. On the rocks.
To your health. He's going in, ladies and gentlemen. He's wow. He's perplexed. Jeez.
Yeah. So here's what happened. Spice built, flavor disappeared.
Oh,
Gone. Non-existent. The flavor just. No, I can't whistle. If I could whistle, you would have. That's what I was trying to do, and it did not. It did not. Yeah. Nope.
that's a shame.
Nope. Put that right there. I'm gonna put that right over there, and I'm not gonna look at it. It was better neat. It was better neat. But you added a little bit of water to yours, Fingers Malloy.
So you're saying it's spicy alcohol water?
Yes, spicy alcohol water, which is the name of my new cologne.
Oh, nice.
Yes. Right there. And you add a little bit of
water.
A little cool water.
We'll see what's gonna go.
All right, he's going in. He's there. He's got it. He's good, and he's taking his sip. And what say you, Fingers Horatio Malloy?
It's fine. It's and I know you're not usually one to drink after other people.
No, I'm good.
Oh, see, look
I'm
at
fine.
you. You're always handing your glass over to me.
Yes,
but,
I know, but I am a picture of health.
Oh, okay.
Is what I am.
It took away a lot of that sweetness, but there's still flavor there. To me, it brought out a little bit of oak, a little bit more oak.
Really?
Yeah.
I find that unbelievable.
But this definitely is not Jack Daniels.
No,
by any stretch of the imagination.
It isn't. It's a 1.75 liter bottle available at Costco. The question is it in your liquor cabinet? Fingers Malloy, what did you pay for this 1.75 liter bottle of Tennessee Sour Mash whiskey from Kirkland Costco?
I spent $24.99.
That's why people buy it, ladies and gentlemen. What we determined is it might be fascinating in an old fashioned because of that melon, but then again with the ice, I don't know. But then again, you're adding other things to it, so maybe. And then the follow up, if you just needed a tub of whiskey to pass around at a party, yeah, sure, do it. You need something to add to your iced tea or to your lemonade. That I could absolutely see.
For the folks that like Jack and Coke, I can totally see using this for Jack and Coke, except it's not Jack, it's Kirkland. You're going to get a different flavor profile, but I mean, my gosh, for $24.99 for basically a half gallon,
for a ton, for a metric ton of bourbon,
I think that's good to have on hand if you're having a party. You know, the Super Bowl's right around the corner. If you're loading up at Costco for a Super Bowl party, I think that's definitely
right. I understand. Neat. It's not that I find it objectionable. It's just it was more sweet than I like. That's all. So therefore, it could work very, very well for a party. And I'm seriously in a lemonade and an iced tea or something like that. Low cost, high yield mix, man.
I was expecting that to be really harsh, and that it's definitely it's not harsh.
Yeah. Oh, I get your point. Yes, far smoother than one would imagine.
Yeah.
Far fruitier than one would have imagined.
Yeah.
Just no.
Yeah.
Right. I'm going to stick with the hot dogs.
Follow Eat Drink Smoke on social media, on Twitter at Go Eat Drink Smoke, on Facebook, facebook.com/Eat Drink Smoke, and Instagram at Eat Drink Smoke Podcast. Hey, you made it all the way through to the end of this video. We're proud of you.
You should watch more of our videos. Make sure you subscribe right there to Eat, Drink, Smoke, wherever it is you get your videos, on YouTube, on Rumble, and don't forget Instagram, Eat, Drink, Smoke Podcast, where we've got the shorts and some very cool things going on.